Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. I'm Clay, and this is part 3 of our series all about the Just Toys WST, which stands for World's Smallest Transformers, even though they don't print it on the box. Dinorobots, black version. Take a look at these guys. This part is all about their robot, Bombadier, who is heavily inspired by Transformers Swoop. There he is in all of his glory. Of course, with the black version, these are presumably evil versions of the Dinorobots. And I guess I get it because he kind of is sporting a Nemesis Prime color scheme with the teal and the silver, black, and gray. I really love the gold accents. They add so much. And, you know, normally I wouldn't think that the silver and the gold would play off of each other well, but in this case, all of these guys are absolutely gorgeous. And if you've been watching this series, then you've heard me say that quite a bit, and I'm not done, because it's such a nice looking set. And it's small. Now, Here's the thing, and this is something that I've pointed out in my other videos. Even though they are called WST, which stands for World's Smallest Transformers, these are not on the same scale as the Takara World's Smallest Transformers. Those are about an inch tall in robot mode, very similar in size to a Micromaster, if anybody remembers the Gen 1 Micromasters. These guys are significantly larger than that, but they are smaller, much smaller than an original Gen 1. You can see him side by side here with original Gen 1 Swoop. So let me put these on the other camera so that you can really see the size difference. So here they are together, and you can see that the Just Toys version of Bombadier has all of the same features as the original Swoop counterpart. It's even down to having the little tiny landing gear coming out of his chest, which honestly, when I was a kid, I never used the landing gear. I've seen pictures of pterodactyls, and granted, they aren't robots, but in general, they didn't have wheels coming out of their chests, and when I was a kid, that just bugged me. I didn't like it, and so I would just leave it folded in. Now, you can see that the detail on this guy is just fantastic. It's an amazing reproduction of the original design on a smaller scale. And what I do find very interesting, and I'm going to see if I can get this in. Okay, so right here you can see that there is a copyright for Just Toys from 2007. So Just Toys wants you to know that they do not want you copying the design that they copied from Takara. You are warned. So here he is, and now I've got the missile launchers attached, and I put him into a more swooping position. Am I allowed to say that? I'm just going to say it. To give you a better view, because there is so much reflective silver on him, and then you've got the crystal clear plastic used on the beak, that it's really hard to get a good view of the geometry, even on camera here. That's looking pretty good right there, but you can see that the beak opens. The colors, even that teal is a really, really nice teal. The gold is shiny. The black is shiny. He is just a gorgeous absolutely gorgeous figure. And unlike the other Dinorobots that we have reviewed so far in this series, his fists are included. You can see that his fists are part of the transform. You do not have to add them, and I guess that's because they don't have to telescope from inside another piece. Although they might still telescope out. We'll find out when we transform him, which I guess I need to do. But honestly, I mean, you look at this guy. He's gorgeous, and his pterodactyl mode is so nice. I almost don't want to transform him. I just kind of want to look at him and spin him around and be like, oh, look how shiny. He's so shiny and so swoopy, even though he's a Bombadier. But nonetheless, we do need to transform him. And so let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to take off the missile launchers just because I don't want to lose them by accident. He does actually come with 3 of these little missiles. He also comes with instructions, which you can see the instructions here, and they're nice instructions. Here, we'll try and get the camera to zoom in. Maybe, yeah, there we go. So we've got some really nice artwork on the front, and then we've got the instructions here, and yeah, some decent photography. Very, very Gen 1-y Transformers looking instructions. So, now I am noticing that it doesn't seem to show the arm extending. So that may be why we've got fists, because they didn't decide to make the arms extend. Yeah, I don't see any extension listed in the arms. And then we do have the sword and, of course, the instructions on where to put all of the stickers, which is important if you are going to use the stickers. I'm not going to use the stickers. I've got the sticker sheet right here, and yeah, this is the sticker sheet, and I am not going to be putting these stickers on because I don't wanna. I would rather keep it in its pristine form. It's beautiful the way it is. Adding stickers is not going to make this a nicer looking toy, and I'd rather just keep it as close to fresh and new out of the box as possible, because honestly, these toys are more showpieces than they are playthings. So, and you'll see that as I attempt to transform him. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my fingernail in between the 2 halves of the chest, and I'm going to very gently slide those out. And now, one thing that you will notice on the back, you see how the chest is actually attached through the wings there. And oh my gosh, my camera actually zoomed in on it. I am so amazed. So if I pull the legs away, that just helps the chest to move a little bit freer. I've noticed that when the legs are locked in, or especially when you're pressing on the legs, it can make it very hard to slide the chest halves apart. And they're already pretty tight. Not horribly tight, but tight enough that it makes me want to be very, very careful as I spread them apart. And of course, the landing gear just tucks right in, and that's probably the last time that I'm ever going to have the landing gear out, because, as I mentioned before, that landing gear is bull. Okay, I'm sorry, pterodactyls don't have wheels coming out their chest. No, sorry, that is I guess it protects the paint, but no, we're not using that. So now this is going to be nerve-wracking. I have to slide the legs, and actually they slide up very easily. So oh, that's nice. Oh. On my larger Gen 1 Swoop, that slide joint is very, very tight, and it makes me nervous because the linkage in there is just so thin, and then this guy is a fraction of that size, so I was a little bit worried. And then you rotate the feet around like that, and then you take the beak and you just press it down into the chest like that. And at this point, we can fold back the wings, tip up the head, and of course we do have to pull out those arms. And what's nice is they have little notches in the shoulders, which the original had that too. These little catches that you can get a fingernail on, if I did have fingernails. And then you can rotate the fists, the arms up. I'm gonna check something here. I'm gonna check it gently, but these fists, as you can see, they are made out of two separate pieces of plastic. It is possible that they telescope out. They do. Oh man, there we go. Look, they telescope out. So he's got all of the same joints, all of the same transform moves as the original Transformers Swoop. I'm kind of amazed. I did not expect that. And now here's the other question. Does the sword fit into his fist? I had a little bit of trouble. Oh, it fits right in. I didn't even have to fight it. Look at that. Yeah, he looks great. Oh my gosh. Now I'm not going to get the camera to focus in on it. Of course not. It wants to focus in on my bald head. So, let's just go ahead and switch camera views so that you can just see how awesome he looks in his robot mode. So here he is in his robot mode, and boy, he's looking sharp. He's holding his sword, he's holding one of his missile launchers in his other hand, and he just looks fantastic. I know, I'm just gushing over these toys, and it's like, oh, how about an honest review? Well, it is an honest review. I'm not getting paid to do this review. Nobody endorses this channel, although I'm just going to throw out that I'm not opposed to endorsing, so, you know, if you, like, have a toy store or anything, you know, give me a call. You know, we can work something out. But nonetheless, I just love this set. It is such a fantastic sort of a reimagining of the original Gen 1 toys. Well, it's not so much a reimagining because, let's face it, they just straight up copied the toy designs and made it smaller. But it's gorgeous, and I love the color scheme. I love the scale. These are just fantastic little figures, but as I have said many times over, and I will say again, these guys are not what I would consider toys to be played with. I have not broken any, but they're so tiny. I mean, they're just little. They've got tiny, tiny parts, tiny, tiny pegs. There's little choking hazards and bits that would be easy to break off. So I'm not going to be playing with this. This is not going to be part of any big battles between the good Dinobots and the smaller evil Dinobots or anything like that. They're not going to be fighting with my knockoff orange Constructicons that maybe are good guys because they're orange instead of Constructicon green. These are showpieces. They are meant to be handled carefully. They are meant to be displayed prominently or pulled out from time to time so that you can get goosebumps at how cool they are, and they are. And you know, Swoop, I'll be honest, Swoop was never even my favorite character. I mean, the other Dinobots did cool stuff. You know, Sludge would stomp his foot and create earthquakes that split the ground just like Rumble. And Slag would charge into things like he charged into Devastator and knocked him over in Transformers the movie, and he would melt stuff with his flame breath. And Grimlock just kicked everybody's butt. But Swoop, he flew around and he shot guys with missiles. You know, I would have liked to have seen him swoop in and attack one of the Seekers and tear up his wings with his talons or something like that. But I guess that would have been a different show. So, yeah, the Just Toys WST Black version of the Dinorobots. This whole set really is amazing, but just a word of caution, it's more a collector's piece than it is a plaything. And keep that in mind if you're thinking of buying these, because I just can't imagine that they would hold up to a lot of handling, a lot of playing, and certainly they're not going to hold up to children. So, and honestly, this set is pretty rare and pretty expensive, so I can't imagine you wanting to give it to your child anyway. Just seems like, there are cheaper ways to keep your child happy. So, yeah, that's it. Just Toys WST Dinorobots Dark Retribution Black version Bombadier. Huge recommend if you are a collector. And so that's my review. If you like this video or you like these kinds of videos, then please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you know when we're doing more of these Short Circuits videos and when we do our live streams, which are typically on Friday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern United States time. Other than that, this is Clay telling you to keep it Retrobot. That's right. Retrobot, cause Swoop is a robot and he's retro, and Bombadier is kind of made sort of a copy of Swoop, and so even though he was from 2007, according to the dubious copyright stamped on his wing, that sort of still makes him a Retrobot.